Hello, I'm live. I'm not quite sure how this works, but I'm gonna figure it out. Hmm. Of course, somebody's power washing the building right now. Let's see. Hmm. Probably should have done a test run. Okay, you guys can see it? Cause I'm okay. I had to go on my camera, my phone. Yo, I'm so old. Okay, so this is basically. Oh, can you guys hear the power washing thing? You guys can see it? Cause some guy's power washing the building right now. But let me know. Alrighty. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is day 3. This is if you're watching this is live of creating an animated series from scratch. So I've been in the industry for quite some time, and I've always wanted to create my animation show, which is why I got into it. And now that everyone's basically getting laid off, and I have quite a lot of time, I decided why not do it now? If I can't do it now, then I'm never gonna do it. And I'm getting older. I have like everyone else, you have responsibilities, have a baby girl and everything. So I'm like, it's either now or never. I got to do this. So follow me um, to see the progress of what it takes to actually create something like this on YouTube. And then eventually, when everything is completed, I'll post the entire episode on YouTube. And we'll do that for every episode. So, yeah. So I got this from the storyboard. I brought in the character designs and then the map, just to make sure we stay true to the way it is. I made some things a little bit different just so it could look more appealing, because you can see the staircase here has windows here on the right and then doors on the left. So I might add those that later. Um, yeah, so right now, first step is starting with your perspective grid. So we're gonna do this old school. Find out where the horizon is. The horizon is feels like it's up here. And just based on the staircase, it might be a little bit higher actually. I'm gonna test it out. So the way you find it is you pinpoint something on the map and you try to make it match. And if it matched, that means you have it correct. And because I've been doing it for a while, I can kind of guess it properly. But even now, I wouldn't ever work on a project without or on a scene without actually doing the perspective. You're just basically wasting your time because you're gonna get it wrong, eyeballing it. unless you're like some 80-year-old who's been an architect for like his whole life and just been doing it for so long. But yeah, I used to supervise in a lot of the new artists, especially coming in from graphic designs. They tend to skip this part because it's kind of tedious, and I don't blame them. But at the end of the day, it saves you so much time. Is this YouTube stream? Oh, hey, I know this guy. Sorry, I just saw your chat. I don't know how to put the chat up on the side, but yes, this is I'm live in the flesh. This is my buddy from from school. Okay, so let me finish this, Greg. If you have any questions, you guys in the chat, you know, I have no idea who's on or how many people are actually watching this, but if you're new to animation and you just want to know how things are done, feel free to ask a question. This whole thing is inspired by Warhammer 40K. I feel like I have to say 40K, but I'm new to the world of Warhammer, and I just really like the storytelling. It reminds me of like Lord of the Rings, kind of like old Odyssey and stuff like that. And yeah, I wanted to add some lore and stuff to that, like the heavy propaganda stuff I was adding on the backgrounds. Okay, this is. I had to shrink this down because I needed a thumbnail for this live, so let me not save this. But yeah, you can see it's war inspired. The whole series is gonna be about the undertones. Is gonna be about how everything is like grim and dark, and it's just like crappy world. But you know, underneath it, there's hope. So there's little hints to like stuff like that, and it puts you in the mind of these people that are going through this redundant thing. I'm gonna save. Okay, this is a location, just a drawing. This is storyboarding. So I'm basically doing this scene. I wanted to redo it because it just needed to be more extreme. You know, like this is I wanted to make them feel small, so I ended up doing this huge placement so they could feel like they're in this huge building that's just powerful. Okay, you should also do this on Twitch. Double exposure. I just figured out. I just figured out YouTube, bro. But yeah, you're right. Okay, so I'm gonna layer these and lower the opacity because you want to feel it, you don't want to see it. It's just a guide, you know, at the end of the day. So as you can see, some of the things are off. A little bit forced perspective. I could probably just go with that just so it doesn't create like this wall here. Yeah, you don't want it too wide. Anyways, I'll figure that later. Okay, so now we start lining. I'm gonna move the mouse because it's right in my face. Or the mic. I still kind of go rough because I'm not really even sure if I want to go with some of this design. I'm gonna pull up a reference image because we want to go with things that are a bit more destruct, like ruins, kind of like when Germany fell, or where people watch. Oh my God, 4 people watching, bro. That's crazy. Thanks for joining the live. I wasn't expecting 4 people. I thought it was gonna be me and my brother, but that's cool. Thanks. Okay, I gotta act normal. Don't do weird stuff, Steven. Just playing. I tend to do hand drawings, hand lining, because you can always do this, but it kind of makes it super straight. It doesn't give that organic feel to it. Basically what the goal is right now. Once I figured out a way to make this so I can reproduce these background really quick, because doing this background by myself is gonna take quite some times. So I'm using textures kind of like you would do in 3D. I'm using textures like the brick texture, stuff like that, along with, I think we need a third vanishing point. I want to make sure to get this right. So yeah, let's do a third vanishing point in the bottom. The live is making this thing pretty slow. You right. You're right, character scale. Actually, yeah. I tend to do that once I start adding things that like doorways and stuff like that. Just because you want to make sure you get it right, especially the steps. If they're too big, then it's gonna look like the world is made for someone else. But yeah, let me just figure out this perspective first. Where is this? Damn, how far did I get this? Okay. It's gonna be grand. Okay. I'm sure there's easy ways to do it, but you'll be surprised how I've been doing things. Oh, you guys don't see the render. There's a pop-up that shows like how long it takes. I'm gonna crop it just so I can save some memory. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, I think it's good. Okay, we're gonna get some scale. The reason why you have scale, I think I mentioned it, is it's just to know the size of everything. You never want to eyeball stuff. So we're gonna have him like this. And his buddy's a little bit shorter than he is. This is Azora. He's more like free thinker. And Gob is the one that's just basically okay with the way the world is. He's learned to live with it. I don't know if there's this anime, I don't know if you guys have seen, it's called Girls Last Tour. I really like that show. And yeah, I got inspired by that. I'm like, be interesting to see a point of view of these two soldiers from Warhammer, you know, see how they end up dealing with each other, especially being so different. Okay. So now we have a good scale. I think I'm gonna bring the opacity of the sketch up just so I can see what's going on. And then start drawing. Don't we usually use the ruler lines to construct our backgrounds when we go? You go with freehand. Yeah, when you're doing a rough, you use the ruler. Like, just to, but I'm doing this way just because there's about 40 or something backgrounds. And sometimes you gotta take shortcuts. Things can always be perfect, but I think as long as you get the main scale perspective and you have a style that you already know what you're going for, you know, you can sometimes take shortcuts. Now I have this line tool for the characters. I can increase their line thickness and harmony, so I'm not going to be worried too much about the background line. Okay. Steps are going to be a pain, not going to lie. Let me just do the freehand. I'll do it for that one. I don't know if any other artists, but I find staircase tend to be some of the most difficult things to do. Okay, yeah, these steps are huge. Dang it. Yeah, I remember Tom. I was at first I was like, this guy's kind of mean, like kind of a, I don't know. And then you grow to love him. You're like, oh, okay, he just wants you to do a good job. But I feel like they could have been easier with some of the animator at my college because a lot of them just quit. It's a pretty tough because you're constantly having to do multiple views of one thing. So if you're not really into it, like really love it, then you're just wasting your time and money. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if I can copy paste this. I don't know if you guys hear this power washing thing, but there's a guy literally out in front power washing windows. And it's loud. But I'm kind of happy because his window's been dirty. Yeah, it is. It is true. It's tough out there. I mean, look at how the industry is now. Most people I know have lost their job, or even directors, stuff like people that have been like really, you think they're safe, and then it's like, nope. Honestly, don't know what's going on in the industry, but this is why it's important to do your own thing, which is what I'm kind of doing, because it's like the audience is out there. You could do it yourself. Like everyone has something to say about their life and maybe an idea they have, but there's no reason to put so much of, of everything, like put everything in one basket, however that saying goes. Enjoy a Jurassic Park movie, dude. I feel like this is starting to skew, but you know what? Portfolio review. Nah. I mean, I think I'm just gonna focus on making the series, because then I just get sidetracked. Maybe when I'm done with the series, and do portfolio review. But I really, I think a lot of people have always wanted to make their own series and just don't know how to do it or what the steps are. And so if I show everyone how it's done, since I've been able to do a lot of these, um, owning an animation studio and doing small projects for clients, you kind of learn how to do things, the steps, and a lot of mistakes you make not knowing that you're gonna make. So I feel like if I can help people avoid those mistakes, it'll be a lot faster, and they themselves can make their YouTube shows. You don't have to be really good artistic. You just have to produce something, content, right? Um, yeah, just good content and good writing. I think writing is the most important thing. I remember when I first saw, what's that show? Rick and Morty. It wasn't the best artistically, but it was hilarious. And yeah, it's something like that. It wasn't always about the art. Sometimes it's just about storytelling. Oh, Jack the Rabbit? Oh, dude, that makes me depressed thinking about it. Okay, so Jack the Rabbit was a show that I came up with when I was what, fourth grade or something, and it was just like something I've always wanted to do, but I think it's because I liked this so much that when it didn't succeed, when it failed, I took it too personal, and so I don't want to start on that project until it's like I have everything, like I've done multiple projects under my belt, and I know it's gonna succeed for a fact. But any project like this, sometimes something I just, thought of maybe a month or 3 years, like it's not as painful. I mean, that's just the honest truth. Yeah. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but it doesn't make sense, but that's just the way I felt. Oh, we got a sixth person. Nice. That's crazy, honestly. Wow. First time streaming, guys. Thanks so much. It's very motivating. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this whole step stuff is give me anxiety. I'm doing this completely wrong because I'm copy pasting it, but I'm gonna definitely fix it. Don't look at that. I'll fix that later. I just want to get the main idea down. Okay, and there's gonna be steps up here as well. I'm gonna give like a small platform before it actually goes up. Yeah. I feel like this the live is kind of delayed. I think I don't I'm pretty sure that's a normal thing, but coming from someone that's never done live before, I just realized that. So if you notice me answering your question really late, it's because of it's delayed. Juan. Oh, nice. Yo, Juan is it's a great background artist. I worked with him on some of the projects for our client recently, and we're supposed to do this other short that we were working on, but it was such a huge project, so we decided to go something a little bit smaller, so we don't run out of funds. And then if once this thing makes it, we'll use that money to produce the other project. Yeah, I don't know who John is, but um, anyways, yeah, we have a great team. Everyone, I'm gonna post it soon. I think we just gotta get the because we just finished the project. It was 10 episodes from a client, and I think we gotta get approval first before we start posting. But it's gonna be posted, and you guys get to see all the cool artists that was part of it. I'm gonna do this window slanted, just keep it interesting. It's huge. Yeah. Key. Don't judge me, guys. This is not how I usually do it, but I'm trying to speed things up. Just because I have quite a lot of backgrounds to do. I'm trying to do this all in 1 month. I know realistically that's not possible, but 30 days, I mean, if I can get it done, it'll like force me to cut out the things that I don't need. Because I find myself, if I'm working on a project, I could spend days on it, right? But if I realize that there's an actual deadline, then I tend to just, you know, focus on what's important and cut off all the BS. Eventually just saves time and is more, doable. Yeah. Okay, so I have these textures that I'm using right now where it's basically helps you, instead of having to paint, every scuff, you still have to add things in. Let me actually show you guys one that's finished. Okay, so this is the finished version, and you can see most of it is shadow and textures. So I'll put the shadows back, which is why it's going to be so easy to do these backgrounds. Let's find out what this thing right here. So you see this clipping layer is just highlight, because sometimes concrete is kind of shiny, reflective, especially the paint. And then I have some darken areas too. Disable those. Then all you have is just that concrete image that I had before. And that's it. And then you add these little texts and everything and posters and some cracks. And you do that for every single piece. And before you're done, you're like, finish. Hey, Taco, don't bark. Sorry, this is a guy in the backyard. Taco, stop. I'm live streaming. Go away. 30-day challenge, I know, right? Sorry, guys, that must have been... Yeah, he barks pretty loud. I think Sam's gonna be home soon, so she'll be able to help. Okay, that's basically it. So I'll start the shadow piece right now. Just so I get an idea of where my lights are. Oh, he wants me to open the gate. Oh, dude. The guy's literally talking to me through the window, asking me to open the gate. I'm live streaming. You need me to open this now? Okay, guys, give me 2 seconds. Yeah. Okay, he's back. Yeah, I had to open the gate. They're coming back tomorrow to clean the window. Not that anyone cares, but okay, shadow time. Is this a new layer? Okay, yeah, we have our window light source. So I'm just gonna do the really dark ones first. You have some shadows here. The vector tool, my God, I learned it from this show I was working. I don't know if I could talk about it, but is on Amazon, and we had to do so many backgrounds, so few people, and then that's when I started using these lasso tool, and it saved a lot of time. Um, hmm. Okay, I think I figured it out. I'm trying to imagine what it would look like. I'm still figuring out lights, how they work, but I think if I just make this back wall dark, it might work out. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. So there's this thing up here, the round one, but I tend to use this. And then you wanna, I think Photoshop automatically comes with like a different color, secondary color, but you wanna put it on the like low opacity so it can be blended. Gradient. Seems about right. You know, when I'm not on live, I tend to not care as much, but I'm realizing that I'm actually trying to get this right. It's weird. Even if it's just 6 people, the pressure's on. But yeah, it's cool. So now, I think that's the main one. And then if I remember what I did last time, shadows. First one's the darkest, and then you basically get everything except for your main light. Okay, and then the last one is just, okay, we're gonna work on that. Oh, I gotta get these other stairs underneath steps. Let me just go with this. I feel like I would get this corner a bit darker. Because I feel like the light would reflect here somewhere. Somehow. Okay. Let's just do that. And I actually got to skew this. I feel like the stairs is going to come and bite me in my butt. Should have taken care of that on a rough stage, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, anybody had like their own ideas they always wanted to make, like a TV show or maybe a comic book? Because I know a lot of us get into this industry specifically because of that. Maybe you've seen something um, you know, like Dragon Ball Z, I think something like that I grew up with that inspired me to get into this. And then eventually it was Jackie Chan Adventures and then Batman Beyond. That what's it called? Tsunami? Yeah, it was sick. Usually my brother does the backgrounds for projects, but I'm gonna help him out a little bit with these ones. Hey, it kind of fixed itself. I think I'll just freehand the rest. All right, and then we have. I don't think you'll be able to see any of these because these are going down. I feel like I'm missing more shadows. Maybe the ceiling. Yeah, I'll get the ceiling going. Yeah, okay. Because if you look around the room, you'll realize your ceiling is the darkest part. Unless you have like a uplighting. But yeah, the corners. Maybe not near where the light's coming from, but like here. And then for sure on this wall. Wow, seventh person. Welcome to the chat, seventh person. Don't worry, it's not weird here. Everyone's cool. I won't make a big deal about it, but thank you so much. Yeah. You know what's weird? Talking to myself. But I know you guys are there, but having to talk to I usually record things. But yeah, this is new. Definitely new. Interesting. I think I might have done too much shadows on this one. How do I know it's too much shadows? Is it just feels wrong? I can't I'm not a color guy. I usually just do layouts, which is like the line and stuff, so I just fill it. But I'm sure there's a reason why, and there's probably a way to know. But if anyone knows, let me know. And I think I'm just gonna make a gradient from the top down. Oh god, I think I have to do all these stairs. Okay. I have to zoom in. You know what? I won't need to. It won't reach that far down. The shadow. Okay. That might just have to go with that. Oh, it's a different one. I just got you. Okay. All right, let's continue. Okay, so I think I have the main idea, which is why my lines aren't too important. I can always go in and fix those later. I think the thing I'm gonna have the most issue with is this step up here, because I don't know what a downward step look like. I might have to do some reference. I don't think I've actually looked at it. at 1 on purpose. I think I'm gonna get rid of this platform here. Make it look more dangerous. And then, yeah, I think we're good. Next step. We'll add in this wall thing. Because I scaled it down, I'm gonna have to re-import it. Just get rid of this thing. Because I want to keep the quality still high. Yeah. It's so dangerous. That's one of my recurring dreams is like going up these long steps and then falling and dying. Okay. And here we go. Big quality. I'll use this. I'll keep this. Duplicate it so we can just work with it. And then you want to scale it down to whatever wall you're gonna use. I think I'm gonna use the right. I'm gonna start with the right wall. And this is where we can put all the graffiti. It's gonna look sick. Oh, that's not gonna work. My goal is to hopefully get people that are interested in how this is made and then finally see the finished product. You know, first episode comes out, then the second episode comes out, and then we're able to people are able to type in the chat about how they see the project or maybe some ideas they have themselves and they join in, and then we basically a community gets together and we build the show together. Even though the baseline is done, like the main idea, we can actually, you know, add some characters on the side or stuff like that. That'd be sick. Because as much as I love doing things, project, it's not as fun if you do it by yourself. As corny as that sounds, I always tend to enjoy myself, which is why I ended up, you know, starting this studio. Is because I feel like just individual, you can only get so far, but when you get with a team, there's like basically infinite. You do quite a lot of stuff. I'm gonna put this under the shadows. There you go. We use white. You just wanna. Doesn't have to be perfect. There's small accidents. How does that go? Happy accidents. Then you use big ones. Maybe the closer it gets. But this is a brush. I think I'm gonna make it free for people to use. Or can't remember if this is the one I made or not. Okay. Might need some more here. Don't want it too even because then it doesn't look natural. And I'm gonna do the same thing under it, but it's gonna be darker tones. So use black. I think it'll have to be somewhere in the darker gray. If I remember last time I put it on overlay, it didn't work out. Okay, yeah, it works. Some patches. think we're good. Now, as you can see, you're gonna pitch the project in the future. Yeah. I'm hoping not to. I'm hoping. I think as long as I just do something cool, like the studios will come to you or the networks. You can't really reach out to Netflix or them, like they usually tend to reach out to you. But I think if I prove that I can build an audience, then they're more likely to they'll be reaching out and saying, hey, we notice you have something, we want to be a part of it. And that's where I'm at. But in terms of pitching, I think I did pitch the Jack the Rabbit show around some studios when I was in Ottawa. And yeah, you have to be very specific, and you have to basically adjust your thing to what they want, or what's needed, because they have like a specific thing they're looking for. Like, we're looking for a show this age, from this age to this age, and it has to be like 3 boys, 2 girls, and like very specific stuff. And if one of your characters, you want to change the characters, then plus I don't think I was ready at the time because I was just from college, so things just worked out the way they were supposed to. Yeah, let me know how the Jurassic Park movie goes, because I mean, I hope it's as good as the previous ones, but you never know. The thing is, I just started this thing that I've been like scared to do is promoting. I don't tend to promote myself or just anything I do, because I don't know, it just feels like okay, don't judge me. This is gonna sound weird, but it's like, oh, who do I think I am? I think I'm better than everyone else, or you know what I mean? Like, how I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I haven't figured it out why, but I just or I'm afraid that like I'm bothering someone. Like seeing me post something 100 times, but then I realize, you know what? These are, you know, things don't make any sense. First of all, and based on everything else of how everybody else has been doing it, it seems that's just the way you have to do it. You just have to keep promoting yourself, even if it feels weird. Even if you feel like you're being a nuisance or you're wasting people's time, you just gotta do it. And the people that don't think you're gonna waste your time, is gonna gravitate to you. And yeah, not that you have anything good worth to say, but there's got to be somebody out there that's interested out of 9 billion people. Watch K-pop Demon Hunter. That's one is good. Steve, where's your confident at? Oh yeah, you got it. I'm just sharing like the way sometimes your thoughts gets in the way of what you want to do. Um, Even if they make sense, because I feel like a lot of things are irrational, the way we think things. Um, yeah, you just gotta put things in perspective and dream big. Okay. Yeah, it's a cash grab, I think, because the story didn't make any sense. I watched the Critical Drinker. This is YouTuber. It's pretty funny, and he goes about, you know, giving his opinion on new TV shows or movies. Yeah, he basically said Jurassic was not as good, and like the writing wasn't, like people didn't spend a lot of time on it. There's a lot of plot holes. Okay. I think that works. Want to put more where the light's shining. And then just gonna do the shadows. And look, it's already coming together. And I'm obviously gonna add some scratches, some lines, like small dashes and scratches and stuff like that you want to put for the final touch, just to follow the style of the character. You see how these dashes like very graphic. So I'm gonna do that afterwards, but I just want to get the big picture. I don't tend to do things in order just because I get bored very easily. So I just do what's the most fun, and then kind of like when you're eating. For me, I eat the chicken first, or like the main protein stuff, and then I save the boring stuff for last. So I tend to do that with my art stuff. So yeah, don't do that if you really want to, up your skill. Okay, there you go. A little grit. You can see how plain it is without it. And just to show you what it's gonna look like in terms of the line I'm talking about, I'll give you an example. I'm gonna do it now just so you get an idea of what it's gonna look like. Okay, Hugh, take care, man. It's good chatting with you. So I tend to just do cracks. Like the building's been there for some time now. Sometimes you can split it more than once. And some are smaller. Like gaps are bigger. And then you can do stuff like this, like the graphic line. I'm gonna fix this one and make it go this way, but like that. I'm gonna pull out soon so you can see what it looks like. I tend to do it on the base and from here as well. It's just from the multiple comic books I've read. I noticed they do that. Maybe not the top. And maybe you can start a new crack. Continue that here. Yeah. So it just adds a layer of, organic to it. Okay. So next one. Don't tell me I deleted the wrong one. Damn it. I shall bring it in again. I should really name this thing. Okay. Don't use. Is everyone here as artists, or some people here from maybe you found the channel randomly on your Instagram from me posting or whatever, but just want to get an idea where how much knowledge or people have of this industry. Okay, I think that's done. Okay, nice. We got 3 followers added to our Instagram. That's crazy. from one post. Okay, I don't know where this line is coming from. I really hope that's not... It's an overlay. Come on, where are you? Oh, this thing. I don't know why it's white. Maybe I accidentally started with white. Okay, it's all good. So now I have to actually do this the tedious way, which is cut between every single one of these staircases. Man, this show is gonna be sick, man. I'm telling you. The way I had it's so weird because usually when I'm coming up with a project, I have to beat my head on a wall just to figure out the writing, something I'm, you know, getting used to, and the storyboarding, and just you have to do quite a lot of different things. But it's just been coming so natural. Everything's just, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, this is an idea. Okay, so I'm like literally spewing them out. Or like I'll wake up in the middle of the morning and I have an idea. It's just so weird. It's one of the first times that's happened to me, and it almost feels like it's. I don't want to say the word divine, but it's pretty wild that I'm able to come up with a concept so fast and be able to make it happen so quickly. So I figured, hey, why not just document it? So yeah, these guys. I have the audio. I'm gonna one of the voice actor Christian, he did voice acting for Azura, so I'm gonna upload that tomorrow on day 4, and along with I did my voice for Gob, the main. He's not the main character, but he yeah. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but this thing is it's pretty deep and it's pretty cool, and yeah, I just hope you guys end up liking it as much as like I think a few people read the script, including my brother. I thought about releasing the script, but it's like I don't think anyone would want to watch it after they read it. So I was like, let me just say that to myself. I guess me. Uh-huh. Oh, I don't know what that means. Okay, so the lighting is gonna be coming down. Still haven't added the second shadow to it. This is just the main shadow. But we're gonna have it cut into this. It's gonna look cool. Even though you're in shadows, you still want to use some kind of grain highlights on it. Because if you avoid these spots, it's going to be noticeable. Okay, I think that works. And then you want to do some dark, small spots. The thing about design, it comes in like threes, where large, medium, and small. If you make anything the same size, your eyes just pick it up very quickly. And spacing is important too. But we don't have to get too detailed with theory. Probably do without that one. Okay, all done with that. And I'm gonna just layer these so I don't end up writing on the wrong one. Don't tell me I... Damn it. Whatever. I'll crop it here then. We'll do that. Okay. Now we're starting on the ceiling. I'm gonna, because we want the actual textures to match, I'm gonna have it like this and then use the perspective to make sure that it stretches properly so the texture doesn't look flat. See, looks better this way. I think that's good enough. Yeah, that works. As you can see, this way of doing these backgrounds are so much easier. And because the location takes place entirely in this tower, I can reuse quite a lot in terms of backgrounds. Storyboard is almost done. I'm like slowly working my way through it. It's mostly because I had the thumbnail stage done, and I was looking online. You have to do the thumbnails first before you go to detail, because if you go to detail, you're not going to want to change it. You're going to be too in love with it, the drawings. So once the thumbnail is put together, I'm going to put all the voiceovers, and then we're going to see how that turns out, and then any adjustments going to be more detailed, which I'll add later. I'll fix. So there's going to be 2 stages of storyboard, just because I think that's the most important thing. Like background, there's not going to be 2 stages of nothing. This is it. But you want to make sure it's done properly, which is the most important thing, storyboarding. Overlay. I'm gonna work on the secondary shadows now soon. Let's see what it looks like. Maybe remove my perspective grid because it's kind of taking over the design. All right, yeah, not too shabby. All right then, so go on the shadow 1, and then we're gonna do shadow 2. Basically the entire background, but the light source and the reflective light source. Okay. Maybe a paint bucket tool. There you go. I guess I could do multiply. Okay. I don't know if that's too dark. My screen looks good, but you guys let me know. Any comments? I'm gonna check the comments. See you guys. Any questions? Okay, nice. why the lasso tool does this to me. Okay. Looks like some of our texture is peeking out. I'm gonna have to cut that out later. So it's dropping down here. I wish I gave it a lip before touching directly above the wall, because that kind of makes it a little bit harder to guess where that'd be coming from. I don't know if I should add the steps in. I think I might have to. Did I get it right? We'll just say the lights on the more right side. I'll cut it through here. Huh. I'm stumped. Does that look... Huh. Such a strange... Maybe you shouldn't have pinched this in. Damn it. What am I gonna do about this? I think my light source is kind of making me... Because it curves, it cuts in to these wires and it's pinched. And then this doesn't have a lip, so it's direct. I don't know if I should cut more into this shadow. Any experts on lighting? Let me know. Maybe take it all the way. Huh. Okay, well, since this is more left, I feel like this window might have to be left as well. And we'll keep it going the way it is here. And maybe follow the perspective here. But it won't reach over the cliff. Something like that. I think that looks straight. What do you guys think? You know, doesn't always have to make sense, but we'll figure it out as we go. I think my phone keeps dying. I'm trying to... I have the chat on on my phone, and then it keeps dying, so it's hard to see if you guys are writing or not. Okay, so that's that. You can see it adds a huge difference. Before we didn't have that, and now it's more... It just feels more grounded in reality. And then we have one more light source. It can be an ambient occlusion, which is just like bouncing light. You tend to put them around corners and stuff like that, but just because we're so far away, I don't know if we need it. We can try, see what it looks like, and if it doesn't look good, then we'll just get rid of it. With or without, kind of works. And then you do the rays. I'm just gonna add some rays. We'll make it match. There you go. It's not done, it's just a placement. And then I think, I can't remember if it's hard light. No, not hard light. Vivid. With white, it's kind of different. Like none of these actually tend to work. Except for like overlay and soft light. Okay, let's just keep it normal, and then as I fix it, we'll change it later. So right now it's too powerful and too sharp. So we're gonna use the eraser tool and just like smooth out the edge. And then we're gonna use some, make it them angelic where there's beams. The way you do that is you just take the eraser and you brush like that. Maybe a better way. And then once you lower the opacity, it'll be less dramatic. I think I might have it too powerful, my eraser tool. Yeah, it should have been more subtle. And then you have the beams. And we want to blur the edges. Definitely up here. And center. I don't know if I should have done that. Okay. Okay, let's try soft light. Yeah, I think that works. Overlay doesn't really do much. It's too much contrast. This at least you can still feel it. So we'll keep it with that. And it improves I think it improves it. And then we're gonna add the backgrounds. I usually keep it blue because I want them to feel dread when they're in here, and then the outside is blue, you know? So it gives you that dichotomy. It's like you're almost longing to be out there just to escape this brutalism of a building, you know? And then, oh, I have this website that I use to make, they use tech fonts, right? Text fonts. And they have it in a way where you write anything and then you just can drop and drag the graffiti. This saves a huge amount of time, but the graffiti, you do have to come up with a name, like the words yourself. So I put like depressing things like hope is a liability, stuff like that. Rations are privilege. So you just put that all around, and it gives it more. Because I thought about adding debris, and honestly, that would just take so much longer. So another way of adding debris is like visual debris, which is with, you know, cracks and stuff like that through the walls, and as well as graffiti. And that's the way to keep it busy, feeling busy, and less, you know, just so empty, like IKEA almost stuff. So we're gonna bring in some of this, yeah, some of this graffiti. The website I use is graffitigenerator.online, but it's just, honestly, it's just like the font where you get fonts and you get to use, yeah. Let's see. Choosing one right now. I think because it's such a huge, it might have to be on the right side wall. Okay. Here it is. Rations are a privilege. This is obviously going to be on multiply because of all this white stuff. I think my brother showed me how to actually get these properly, but I just keep forgetting how to do this. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Just put it on multiply. Multiply is a pain in the butt if you're using Harmony Toon Boom, which is animation software. Bringing it in just creates a whole mess. So you actually have to merge them. Let's see. So I kind of want it to be red, so I'm gonna just put it in the center. And you'll see like there's this you want to scuff it up too because it's too clean right now, as you can see. It's like doesn't look dated or like it's been there for a while. You want it to look purposeful, not like someone just dragged and dropped it in. So I tend to use the levels. No, not the levels. Which is it? No, not the curves either. Exposure. Yeah. So I use exposure and I want it to be less contrast. So I kind of like brings down the black. Um Almost like this. And it's changing the entire background, but all we're gonna do is just merge them together. So then it just stays with the actual. Yeah. And then you want to lower it, opacity, and scuff it up. With the eraser tool, you use the same brush that we used before. The opacity is really low. So now it looks like it's part of the background. It's been dated. It's been here for quite some time. Some graffiti you can make fresher. So it looks like someone came in and wrote over, especially like graffiti in real life, they write over each other all the time. So you can write over it with a fresher one. Just small stuff like that. Like the audience doesn't have to think about it, but they can feel it. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. Just don't want it to stand out too much. Okay, nice. Eventually I have to take care of this mess I made here and tighten up the lines, make some cracks. These aren't gonna be like perfect lined, like how we do it in the actual industry. Like this would be unacceptable. You would actually have to go back and clean the lines. So, but because this is our project and this is going to YouTube, not to lower the quality, but we're putting more work into other stuff, and we don't have like a big budget for this, so you can find ways to make it look good with what you have already without having to reline everything. Like this straight line bothers me. It's supposed to be more organic, but whatever. We'll leave it. Tight. I would usually go in and add like it is funny. I would add in like these highlights and then you lower it See how much nicer that looks? But, you know, we ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that, however that saying goes. So we're just gonna leave that the way it is. And yeah, I'll finish the steps. I don't know. Yeah, just we're almost done. Finish the steps, add in more texture, and then propaganda posters are gonna be littered everywhere. We want to make sure the size varies amongst them, and then boom, you're done. We have another layout and for our storyboard, which is this. And then eventually these, I already have like an idea of how to do this and this close up. This is much easier. So, I mean, this is a sneak peek of the storyboards you're getting right now. It's pretty tight. I think I got one or two more, and then we're basically done and we can start cleaning up and adding the voiceovers together. Yeah, it's pretty tight. Dope, dope. Okay. So let me just finish the lines. I'm going to fix the lines, scratches, and then I think I can move on to, you know, getting this as good as we can get it. And then I'll be able to post for tomorrow, day 3, because it's a little delayed. And that's another thing. Posting on, like, constantly posting on social media and stuff. The way I used to do it was like I used to put a lot of time into it and editing and stuff like that. And I realized you don't need to do that. Just there's shorts. People watch shorts. Just make a short video. You could do it on your phone. You know, Instagram has the thing like this. That's how I do it. Did it the reel function? You just post it on there, and it took me 2 minutes to do. And then now I'm accountable for posting every day, and I don't have to worry about spending so much time on social media. I could just do the actual art, and then now I get to live stream it. So now I'm working as well as creating content. There's ways to do it. I think if you're doing marketing and you're spending a lot of time on it, you're doing it wrong. I don't think marketing is supposed to take up a huge amount of your brain power. I think it's supposed to just be available. And I'm not saying I'm doing this correctly, but I it's made my it's made me more happier and less stressed, because a lot of times I don't start projects because I'm stressed and I'm thinking about all the things that I have to do for a project, but including like marketing. But if you don't have to do that, then it's whatever. Just do your own thing. Just yeah, it's more about the work. I think. Nice. We still got people here. 4 people. Yeah. If you have any questions, comment down. We can get a conversation going. I'd love to get to know you guys. What you're into, what brings you to this channel, or what you're looking hopefully to pick up on or learn. That would be cool. I'm gonna do a big crack down this wall. It's gonna be epic. Yeah. And it's not just gonna be like that. I'm gonna have like different chunks of boulders that's been broken in here. How often are you gonna stream? I'm gonna stream basically every day, because this project I'm just trying to do it in 30 days. Uh, the reason why I haven't, it's a good marketing strategy to say, hey, I'm gonna do a project in 30 days, but I actually want to do it. Um, so anytime I'm doing anything, animating, like you don't have to watch, but I'm just gonna put it out there just because it's much easier for me to just just in case somebody might be interested in seeing how to do something or how the process works. And also is documented. And eventually, I could probably go in later and then edit them, so they're not so long. But anytime I have any work I'm doing, I'm gonna go live. So it's basically gonna be every day, like storyboarding and especially when it comes to animation. When I start animating, it's gonna be fun seeing the actual thing moves. Animating is like we're I would say a week from animating because the rigs are almost done. The rigs are gonna be one of the artists that I work with on a production from before, the rigger. She's helping me rig them, so they'll be done in like 2 days or something. And I'm immediately gonna make a test. I'm gonna do like a subscribe stuff, a small animation thing, and then upload that. Yeah, the it's a grind though. Animation's a grind, dude. You're a cog in the machine. It's like it's a one. I feel like yeah, it's production, right? It's main production, so it can get very tedious, especially if you're not passionate about the project that you're working on. It's hard to put work love into something that you're just like what the heck, especially if your quota is like super intense. I remember I worked on this project Sunny Days. Maybe I probably shouldn't say that. I worked on a project and it was tough, man. We had like thousand or yeah, it was 1,000 frames a week. And this was a show that was like half 2D, half 3D. It was intense. I remember every lunch break we would go, my friends would do, and I started smoking cigarettes, which is something I don't do. But I was like, yo, this thing, like, you're stressed. Like, and if you don't get it done, it's your quota base. So if you don't get it done, it doesn't go away. You just piled on the next week. And that's how some people felt overwhelmed. It was intense. And anyone that knows animation knows when the camera moves, usually you put the camera on twos, right? Or you put the characters on ones because if you don't, it starts to jitter, stutter, and it's very noticeable. But because we're working on 3D, it all had to be on ones. So we weren't animating on twos. We're animating on ones on majority of the scenes because the majority of the scenes the camera moves. Yeah. It was one of those things that I don't want to throw out the word PTSD so lightly, but just thinking about it just makes my stomach turn. It reminded me of college when you had to do all these late nights. Yeah. Can you imagine like if this works out, dude, like every all the money that it makes from this project goes into making another project. And it'll be stuff that we're interested in doing. Like cool stuff. Like and if everything works out properly, correctly, I think we can start actually incentivizing people that work here, at Woolly Studios to, like you get a percentage of whatever YouTube offers us from that video. And it'd be a royalty because I feel like voice actors get royalty and everybody else get royalty. But, people that actually do the animation stuff, like, how come we don't get royalty? Like, wouldn't it be nice, like, every show you've watched that's been airing multiple times a day? Wouldn't that be nice to just get paid like the writers do? That'd be nice. I don't know why it's not done. Probably a reason why, but I can't figure it out. So, you know, YouTube gives you everything. Like if you're monetized, it gives you like how much money that one video made that month. So you just double check it. Even if it's like a penny, everyone gets a penny. You divide that by, the workers, and you know, 3 years later, hey, I got a penny from this project I worked on like 8 years ago. Like it's weird, but it'd be nice. Damn it, I drew this with the Blurry brush. Are we gonna fix it? I don't want to. Should we fix it? Damn it. I think we might have to fix it. No, no, it's not gonna be that close. See, this is got compromised. It's not gonna be that close. There's no reason to fix that. That'd just be wasted time. Yeah, I really hope this works out. Because this is the last, basically the last chance we have. Well, I have to make something work. My personal project. Otherwise, it's back to the grind. It's back to either a new career path, like seems like everyone else is doing in the animation industry, or go back to school to take some kind of like engineering, or not, maybe not engineering, because I don't have all that time. Um, Maybe like a trade. So yeah, this is, I'm gonna put like everything I have into this. It's now or never, you know. I finally feel it, the fire. It's like scary, but it's motivating. Anyone working on your personal project or have any ideas of comic books that you've been working on? I'm sure it's probably sitting there. I feel like every artist has it. Mustard. Don't know what that means, but is that a project you're working on? Okay, more cracks. Let's try to speed this thing up. Me. Yeah, so you're mustard. Okay. I'm just gonna start trimming down because I feel like it's supposed to be done an hour ago. And if I want to stay on schedule, I'm supposed to be finishing this storyboard later on tonight, which I'm probably gonna end up doing. It's gonna be a 30-minute live, so it's not gonna be too much. Yeah, but you guys get to see how storyboard works, paneling at least, and then oh man, when I start putting together the voice, I can't believe the voice is done. It's actually sick. No, it's just a meme. Mustard. Okay, I'll have to check it out. You know what? Because you're live, I'm gonna show you guys the audio. Oh wait, I don't think I can. I just figured out this YouTube stuff. I'm not trying to mess up anything. I'll figure it out later, and then I'll post it. I'll post it tomorrow. How about that? I'll post it tomorrow on my Instagram. The voice acting for what it's gonna be like for episode 1. Episode 2 is done as well, and I'll tag the voice actor Christian. The cool thing would be like, eventually getting more people on. You know, um, people that want to be part of this project, stuff like that, and then them having a say of how they like things or what they think about adding. This is a this would be treated like a communist project. Hmm. Not that I'm promoting communism, um, but it would be nice to have like a lot of artists be able to put their own input or ideas into it. I'm gonna Google this meme now. Mustard. Oh, where he yells mustard. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Dude, I'm kind of like not hip with the what's going on. I don't know, like after college I just kind of, fell off and haven't been up to date with things. But I do know of Mustard, yeah, the guy that works with that one rapper who made, what's his name? He was on the Super Bowl. Yeah. Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. You say when they're like motivating, like when you're like going to war or something. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, that's it. I think this is degraded enough. I think we can move on. There are shadows here from the staircase, so I think just because it looks strange that this connects so neatly, I think I might have to add those shadows in. It's bothering me for one reason or another. Let's see if that fixes it. I think as long as they're touching, and then you remove. Hey, Gangster Player, are you in a like animation? How'd you find this? I guess this channel. Are you just someone that's wanted to create something of your own? Okay, here you go. See, that looks so much nicer. There was something missing here, yeah. It's connecting too neatly. And even then, I would kind of like blur some of this out too. Not too much, just like that. Yeah. I just found this stream on my. Oh, nice. Wow. YouTube algorithm doing its thing. Look at that. Well, welcome to the channel. This used to be a different channel, which is why I have a decent amount of followings. But I decided to change it and do something that I actually enjoy doing. I used to do music, like listen to music and give my opinion on it. And then I don't know, just wasn't having fun because I felt like I had to put another one, constantly put another video. But I'm like, if I just do something that I'm already doing, it'd be a lot easier. And I think some people might enjoy it. But yeah, welcome to the channel, man. It's good to see you. Good to have you guys on board. If you have any like questions about, why I'm doing something, feel free to ask, man. Because yeah, I've been in the industry for quite some time now. Like it's gonna be 12 years, and I've worked on Rick and Morty shows like that on Amazon and Netflix. So if you wanna the scoop, or so to speak, or whatever, you know, ask away. Okay, so I'm gonna end this live now, just because I don't think anyone's gonna be continuing watching this to the very end. And also, second reason is because I'm hungry and I haven't eaten anything. It's like 4 o'clock here. So I'm gonna be right back later. I'm not expecting anyone to join, but if you guys do, that'd be sick. I'm just gonna finish the rest of this. So give me an hour and I'll come back. It's so good to see you guys. Juan, Gangster Player 58, Easy Mix Signal, and my brother Steve Woolley. And yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.